Yeah, welcome to, I suppose, the O2 thing, but O2 Academy, there you go.
It's really nice.
Yeah, I'm Tony from Amplify. This is Arcane Roots. Introduce yourself, if you want.
I'm Andrew, I play guitar and I sing.
I'm Dale, I play drums and I sing.
And I'm Adam, and I play bass and sing.
Very nice. So, you guys excited to play tonight at the O2 Academy with Arcane Trio?
Yeah,
It's
kind of
for a while.
It's been it's nice. Like the more we go on as a band, we get to play with bands that we saw on Curating when we were a kid and stuff, and we've slowly gone around playing with our heroes, and
We've had it quite a lot recently where we've played with bands that we grew up listening to, and at the time we probably would have cried if we knew that we were going to play with bands like that all day, but now it seems like every festival slot seems to be one of our childhood heroes.
So you get to meet loads of people.
Yeah. Like last year we played Songs for Him, which is insane.
Yeah.
There's a band that we idolised and watched them inside the stage and hang out. So it was really nice for it to sort of pay us back in that way.
Definite ticking of life boxes that we kind of, this is what I want to do. Like I got to meet the Mars Volta, and we saw Biffy and those kind of things, and the other day we hung out from the gym with Ruben, and it's just kind of weird.
Get up to cool shit.
Yeah, it's very surreal. It's more weird than it is.
You thought about 10 years, like, I'll never do that. What about this?
Literally, if we knew that if someone just passed me a card and said you're going to do this,
future card stuff.
Yeah, that's it. We should invent it. It's done.
That's good. So, is this your first time at Soundcity then?
No,
it's not.
We played before, haven't we?
Yes, we did.
We played with that Japanese band, didn't we?
Oh, right.
Who were like Oasis.
They were like racist. Boostars, yeah.
Long time. Yeah, we like Liverpool a lot. We have good friends here. And, a good friend of ours had a band up here, so we would come up and do gigs up here, and he'd come do gigs down there. Right. We would stay up here and have a nice weekend and do whatever. So
we're sticking about for a bit afterwards.
So where are you guys naturally from?
Kingston.
Kingston.
Sorry. Just outside of London.
Far down south, really.
Yeah.
So is there any other bands you want to check out while you're down at Soundcity?
Actually, I'm going to be honest, I don't know anyone else who...
We're going to try and check out our friends down at All. They're really cool, they're from Liverpool. And those guys we're going to partly play there, so they're cool to check out.
That's pretty cool. So how long have you guys been together?
3 years.
We were kind of doing various things before, and then sort of January 2009 this lad joined, and it was kind of the serious point, kind of. It's kind of like, right, this is we're going to be really serious about this now, and so we kind of sort of called it from there. But we played bands me and Dale played bands.
So you've been in bands before this? So
yeah, a fair few projects, but this is the first kind of serious band. It's the only thing we do.
So how did you all meet then?
We met at college, and then we had like a line-up change like a year later, and then Adam just turned up for. We had a gig, and he turned up, and it was just perfect from day one. So
yeah, I just turned up.
From the Isle of Wight.
You came from the Isle of Wight, yeah. It was just ideal. I know. Don't look at his eyes.
So, what sort of music do you guys consider yourselves? Because everyone's got different views on what genres are.
It's just good, honest, intelligent pop rock. We like rock music. We like, you can sit and go through every single genre, but we like metal and rock and funk and jazz and everything like that. But we also love electronica and good, well-crafted pop. And I think for us, we never wanted to be a particular band. We like to live everything, and I think for me it's more about not what the songs consist of, and more like what the song's about and what's in that song. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think if I don't know if when you're watching a film and there's a sad scene, like you want sad music that portrays that. And I think that should be like no different than an album. There should be sad bits and happy bits and angry bits and
it's really good.
Energetic bits. And so if there's something that we like to make songs that kind of portray those things. If it's a sad song, we want the song to sound sad. If it's an angular song, we want the song to be angular. If it's angry, we want it to be angry. And it's no different than when we perform it. We are excited to play the songs because it's kind of acting out those things, and everyone can kind of relate to that, regardless of obviously I wrote the lyrics and whatever, but like playing an angry song, you can kind of quite easily direct your own anger into it. And, you know, well, I'd like to think I don't know if I've never lost you, but like, you know.
So when you're writing your new songs, is there a certain way you do it? Is it like guitar first?
Well, at the moment, like we've just spent the last couple of weeks on an island, like in the middle of the Thames, and we've really been sort of writing our album, and we've taken like a different approach where we've just kind of got into a room, the same sort of thing as what Andrew was saying, taking sort of feelings and things we wanted the record to be about and what kind of represents us as a band, and sort of kind of work on that and come up with ideas and change things around. And we'll have ideas and we'll bring them, you know, to the rehearsals, and then we'll sort of change each other's view of how things work, and we'll play through things together and go away and come back and change things and give people different ideas. Yeah, sometimes it's different. Like sometimes it comes from a melody first, sometimes it comes from a guitar part, sometimes it comes from a beat.
So you could start there playing times.
Yeah, it changes quite a lot. And then, you know, some songs just come from the feeling we want to capture, and we just kind of know what the video is going to be like first, and the kind of mood and the colours, and then we kind of build from that. So it's quite different. But at the moment, we've spent a lot of time together. We did it in Ireland over Christmas as well. We really enjoyed sort of playing in a room together and writing together, and it felt quite organic and really fun just to sort of bounce off each other's energy.
It's nice to have like instant. Well, it's kind of, you know, it's like a double-edged sword. Like sometimes it's nice when I'm doing something not non-musical and I have the idea and it comes into my head and I'm like, that would be an amazing idea, and I have to like mumble it into my phone, and then I'm excited about it, and then I get home and I quickly run upstairs and I plug my guitar in and I work it out. But then at the same time, it's nice to be in a room with these guys that like we can walk in, I can hear Adam playing something, and it could be nothing to do with what Adam's playing, but it triggers something in my brain, and I'm like, right, cool, I've got this idea, let's try it out, and we just literally work it out between us, and I try and kind of I jump around and draw pictures and say, look, this is what I'm thinking about, and I try and explain it to them as badly as I can, and then once we get the groove and I can kind of I have something I can sing to them or play on guitar that encapsulates that feeling and that vibe, and then hopefully it just kind of spreads, and then we just kind of work things together and just, you know, it's nice to switch things up as well. We've done things really differently recently. I don't think we have a particular way of doing things.
We live together as well, so it's pretty intense. Like
You all live together?
we all live in like the same apartment, so it's really good for.
It's that creating each other plays.
It's pretty intense, yeah. So even when we're on tour, it's pretty much the same as being at home. There's never any
pretty close
kind of fallout sort of thing.
It keeps you pretty immune to like to bad things as well. It's quite easy to be uncomfortable, and
some bands really fall out on tour and find it really hard to sort of be in the studio together and be in a sort of pressure type thing. We're quite used to it, yeah.
So it kind of pressures you to
it is really
have
good,
to stay friends in a way.
Just kind of like family.
yeah, we never really fall out over anything, or it's always just kind of, it kind of helps. There can be so many terrible things about being in this industry and playing like this and money and whatever, but like it's fine. The three of us are kind of a little family, and we sort of make light of it, and it becomes a laugh. And most of the time, when something horrible happens, it's actually hilarious, and it becomes.
Our best times on tour have been like the worst traditional times in terms of
breaking
down,
down,
things going wrong. They've been sort of the most memorable points. Even all the tours we've been on, some of the worst times are probably the best times we've had.
It's a good mechanism.
Yeah,
I think we've got.
It sounds like it works quite well, to be honest.
Yeah.
We have a great time. I don't think we ever really have a
That's what it's about, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So who would you say your main influences in music is in it?
It
Changes from day to
yeah,
day. We really jump sort of around. Some of the stuff that we like is very eclectic. Some of it's very electronic, very dark. Some of it's quite folky. We're really big consumers of music ourselves. We like buying vinyls and albums and LPs and looking up everything about bands and finding new stuff and sort of really listening to old stuff and applying that to what we do. We go to see a lot of bands ourselves. Like we're just big fans of music.
So do you go to a lot of gigs, are you? Do you all go together?
More or less. That's the nicest perks we've had of achieving one step higher in the ladder is we can get guest lists to a lot of gigs.
It's quite tempting just to go to gigs every night. It's really good, and it's good to hang out with people. I think a lot of bands kind of look over the fact that the music industry do go to gigs all the time. It's good to make friends with everyone because everyone's really nice, and I think it's important, like the networking side of things as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's really nice just for homework, even if it's not a band you'd normally go and see. Like it's always something you can take from a band you go and see. If it's not your style or your thing, there's something. Every band's got something. And there's a reason why they're playing, and they're successful. And there's always something in terms of like homework. It's always important to go see bands.
It's probably the closest we get to an argument walking home after a gig, because it's always like, we need to do this. This is what was good about that set. This is what we need to do. Right, what we're going to do on Monday, we're going to start again, and we're going to clear out the house, and we're going to do this, and it's a good kick up the arse.
It's a great thing to do,
like to see a band that you really admire, and you know, and even ourselves, we, you know, a key thing for us is that I think the music industry can be really stale in its own way, and we want to play with other people, and we want to collaborate, and you know, like imagine, you know, I love those moments in music where two bands play together that are just incredible, and everyone just goes, wow, like they could both be the headliner,
Two pieces
and like
of jigsaw. So.
exactly, and they play together on stage, and you know, I remember the Chili's when they toured, when Mars Volta toured with the Chili's, and they used to do a jam before and stuff like that, and it'd just be like, that would be amazing to be there.
It's one of those do you remember when moments, they're really important. I think it's just important to support music as well, because it's a tough time,
No,
especially live.
Stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think if you're part of it, you should do your bit to put
Oh yeah,
what you can back in as well, and go and see people, and people come and see you, and it's just nice. It's
Actually,
nice.
value albums as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Try and put some value into music. Which is
No, I completely get what you're saying. So, as like say a young man was starting out, how would you say the best way to get noticed is? Be like tagging on to bigger bands? Or?
It's still really hard, I think. Like a lot of bands, there's a lot more that I don't think they realise they could be doing. You know, fans really kind of respect stuff that you do yourself, even if it's you don't have the ability. You can try and learn. Like we make all our own videos, and we do all our own artwork, and we do a lot of networking, and we talk to people, and you know we try and think about how we can do things better than what they just are. You know, if you're making a CD, you don't just have to make a CD and put it out on the internet. You know, you can build some hype behind stuff, and you can think about ways you can make it interesting, do one-off, you know, handmade screen printed things, and to try and get people involved with the music. You know, it's not you and you're just preaching to people to come to your gigs, or you know, you're just hoping people will turn up. You know, the music now is about being more than just just the music. It's about your image and your output, and everything about it can be made better with just a little bit of thought, just a little bit of care.
Give us something that you just want.
Yeah, and it's no extra effort really. It's just requires a little bit of thought about making everything exciting and concise. And you just have to think of it from the point of view of a consumer. What you want, you want it to be, your music to be inclusive and exciting and fun. You know, it doesn't really have to cost any money. Like we've done years of doing stuff with no money, and I think the way we've done it, we've learned a lot of kind of.
It's no different than making a birthday card for your mum that you've handmade.
God,
Do you know what I mean? They love that, like,
about
and
it.
it's just people appreciate it. It's just like they know you've put the effort in. I don't want to go to Marks and Spencer's and buy a card for £100. Like, it's
It
just
wouldn't cost anything to create music.
exactly. And I think you should kind of look. We actually said the other day, like someone said in an interview, and we were like, well, I think the best thing you can do for like looking for a manager, looking for a label, looking for a booking agent and lawyer and whatever, is to kind of ignore that and just look at your own four walls and be like, how can we take what we've got and make it the best experience within these four walls and make it the best. If you're going to put on a gig, make it invite only and send out, draw some handmade invites or get them printed up and make a poster for the gig that people can take home. Go and find an artist you like, tell them to find hire a space, get someone to paint the walls, do everything you can, because it's to be more of a 3D experience. I think that
It's more like a Wayne's World 2 thing where like you create it, they come to you. So
yeah. That's it. You can sit and chase labels and managers and whatever, but like at the end of the day, if you've got your thing and it's just shining and you're got people will come because it's good value and they feel part of something, and those amazing things that you find in like little things you find in London, little clubs you find or whatever, where they've gone to so much effort and you get a free cake or whatever at the door and stuff. Like, people go to that stuff because it's exciting, it's something different, it's an experience. And I think if you concentrate on that and making it the most exciting experience you can, beyond we're a band, we make music, full stop, look beyond that, then labels and whoever will come to you, and on your terms as well, because you're now going, well, you've come to us, we've not come to you.
So it always comes at the right time, but the best thing you can do is sort of make friends as well. It's been really valuable for us that everyone we've worked with has been people who we think, in you starting up, that they've got a lot of talent for doing something. You find sort of independent illustrators that you really, really respect, and you work with them and you build a sort of family of people who are really good at what they do. There's videographers around who will help you out, and we've got people that we've worked with since the beginning, and they've got better and grown as we've grown, as a band. And the relationships you can make with people is just so valuable.
Got a two-way system as
It's a
well.
massive
If they do, you know, like we have a photographer we've worked with, and we just love his work and we love him as a guy, just a fantastic guy. And he's now, you know, subsequently, he's taken pictures of us, he tripped around London, he came to our gigs in the early days, and now all these pictures are in Curating and Rock Sound and whatever, because they're the pictures of us that are around, and it's kind of, you know, it might not be instant gratification other than like, we'll make you dinner at the end of the day, but like, you know, it comes around. The same thing for producers and stuff like that. You know, just starting off something, work with people you admire, and you know, and that goes for now. You know, even now we're still looking to, even with a label on board, we're still sort of sticking to our guns.
It's always worth trying to grow even more and more.
Yeah, exactly. It just seems like a better opportunity. You know, even with collaborations and stuff, we're looking to do some pretty good ones. We've sort of managed to make some really good friends in the industry, and sort of they're really interested in doing something with us, and it's just fun. It's just, you know, I like.
That's what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, I like the urban music type of doing things where everyone's kind of up for anything, and they finish their gig, they go home, they work in the studio, they get a singer in, you know, whether they just make a beat and someone comes in and does something, or they create something together. I just think that doesn't happen in rock music as much as it should, I think.
I mean, you guys have you've been together for about 3 years.
Yeah.
You've grown quite a massive amount really in 3 years.
The press has been really kind to us. Like, they've really been sort of the backbone of stuff from day one. Even the mini album put out their Fire, you know, everyone that's heard it has said really nice things about it, and you know, it's really kind of, you know, it's taken a little while to get going, but once the ball's rolling, like now, we're always amazed at how well people, you know, the reception for whatever we put out, even as videos and artwork and stuff, people were really excited by it, which is very humbling for us, because it's stuff that we've worked hard on a long time, and you know, when people enjoy what you're doing, it's an amazing reward really. But we've been quite lucky really.
Very lucky.
But we worked quite hard for it, so.
Yeah, it's a bit of both. I think you kind of make your luck by how much you work. You know, I think if you're doing something and you're putting all your heart and soul into it, and you're crippling yourself to do it, I think people will respect that, and they look at it, and you just got to hope that your perspective is in the right place, and that you're doing a good thing. You know, the press have always been really nice to us, and we would like to be really nice to the press. You know, we have great respect for all the guys from Arcane Roots and everyone who's sort of helped us along the way. Like, they've been fantastic to us. You know,
things don't work, you know, out every time, first time as well. You've got to accept sometimes and learn from, you know, how things go. And we've had our fair share of, like, you know, tell-ins and things that haven't worked out, but you know, you just got to take that on board, and you know, come back and kind of grow as a band. I think, you know, we've managed to find a path.
It's kind of more productive anyway. Like, if you get sort of knocked on the nose,
you learn more than people say, carry on doing it.
Yeah.
You just like, right, that's it, we've got to change everything. Move it all around, rejig ourselves, cut all the mess, and just kind of get on with it. You know, it's I think, you know, it's a great, no different than it's no different than any career or anything like that. You know, something doesn't work out, you just find a way around it, and come back bigger and better. And, you know, hopefully you just do that and then you die.
Good. Where would you say you see yourself in the next, say, given another 3 to 5 years? Where would you hope to see yourself at maximum? Best place you could
3
be?
to 5. It's hard for, like, yeah. I mean, think how many albums are there? So, yeah, our album's coming out in February. So,
yeah.
like, that's going to be a good 2 or 3 albums.
3 albums.
I'd like to think we've had a good time in Europe.
We really enjoy touring, yeah. And we really look forward to, we're going to hopefully get over to like Japan and Europe this year or next year. And that for us is kind of what it's about, is going to places. And, you know, it's essentially like, you know, travelling. You get to go on holiday and play music to people who you've never met before. They know all your words, and it's an amazing thing when, you know, strangers come up to you and talk to you about music. They say they really like it, and you know, we really enjoy going to places like, you know, Europe, and just sort of seeing the world and meeting people is something amazing to do. If you can do that as a career, you know, it's something I don't think ever.
It's a pretty good career, to be honest. Yeah.
Ever get used to.
It's kind of self-propelling as well. You know, like Left Fire was kind of written in Europe, as like a lot of the ideas just happened to be there a lot of the time. So yeah, it's nice. I'm really looking forward to actually going there and playing it in where it was born, if that makes sense, and like getting out there, and you know, we have incredible respect and revere for European people and the countries and the history and stuff. So
and the music scene as well, it's completely different. It's really good, it's really positive thing. But we try not to see far ahead really. I mean, we're just excited for the album release and just to see how it goes. But we're really excited. It's the best stuff we've ever done. And we hope
my
extrapolate from that.
Thank you.
Cool things.
Well, yeah, that's to say, like our first album, it just seems like the biggest thing in the whole world. Like, I even had a tattoo deal with my mum over it. Like it was just like when I get my first album out and it's on a label, and we're gonna go and do this. Like it just seems like the biggest thing. I can't see past how big that wall is as far as.
Oh no, an album's,
It's in the first album. It just seems, when we did the EP, it was like, wow, we've just done a whole EP, and then, we did our first video, and that was our first video. But like the first album is like your mark, your biggest mark. The beginning of something.
It's a definition.
So I can't even imagine 2-3 albums. That just seems
mind blowing.
Yeah, it just seems like some kind of Men in Black universe in a locker. Do you know what I mean? Like just some other idea. I just can't see past that yet.
Yeah, you should come back in 3 years and watch this.
yeah, I wish. But yeah, so I'm just excited to get the first album out and get that in people's faces.
So for people who aren't lucky enough to be here tonight at the Academy, what would be the best way for people to listen to your music? Would you say?
It's not too easy right at the moment. We've got a release coming out soon.
June the 11th.
So is that your album?
No, that'll be the Left 5. When we signed with PS, we wanted to kind of put a bookmark on the journey we've had. And Left 5 has actually never been released sort of properly or physically. We were like, let's do a limited edition, all of the new stuff, all the videos, it's got acoustic, everything we've ever done pretty much is coming out for this one package. Yeah, exactly. So it's just a nice, sweet little.
Starts to draw a line on it and deluxe versions out in the shops, and then we're working towards the album. So it's a good thing to sort of celebrate.
When are the album?
It's going to be early 2013, so January.
Hopefully around January. It should be out.
7-8 months.
There are a few singles before then, so.
Yeah, well, there'll be some. We're looking to do something interesting with the singles, so there'll be things in their own right. So there'll be lots of new music before the album.
That's great. So when you guys aren't being musicians and doing like your music career and playing songs and whatnot, what do you guys get up to? I mean, you live together, so you must do.
Nothing.
It was pretty much music to me, right? We're in the studio every day, which is amazing. Yeah, it's really good.
Every day.
So we're pretty dedicated to music, and even when we're at home, we're working on blogs and websites, and artwork and videos and all that kind of stuff. So we just really enjoy, expressing creativity in any way possible.
It's quite nice, when we started Arcane Roots, I don't like the concept of B-sides, and I never liked the concept of kind of needing other bands to do other things. I like so-and-so has an acoustic band in their band or whatever. Like, for us, Arcane Roots was always a case of, it was a brand and everything else was done under it. So any other interests that we have, whether that was interest in videos and blogs and whatever, like, and creating stuff is nice. It can kind of all go under the Arcane Roots sort of name, and it means you don't have to, pretty much everything we do kind of works towards the band, whether that's photography or whatever, anything interesting, other than reading them on walks.
We've been quite careful not to define too strict boundaries about what we do, so we don't want to try and write ourselves into a corner and people think, they're not band, they're a pop band, and everything we have to do has to fit under that category. We've kind of intentionally left 5 quite broad, and certainly the album is like an extension of that, so we can really, feel free to do things how we want to do them, and not feel like we have to fit in a certain kind of direction or whatever, so it's just quite nice.
Yeah, I think it's perfectly human to just be like, if I'm in a bad mood, I'll listen to Meshuggah. If I'm in a good mood, I'll listen to Katie Tunstall. Like, all the other way around. Yeah, all the other way around. Like, I think it's just a human thing to just, I don't like that you listen. I always listen to one album for particular things, or I listen to a certain band for particular things. I love the fact that, with our album, we wanted it to be that there's happiness and sadness and everything in there. There's quiet songs, there's loud songs. Yeah, so that like you can always kind of access it. It's very just sort of accessible rather than like, if you've got a bit of a headache, you don't want to listen to full-on metal. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can kind of take the ride, and it's
some of the best bands in the world do the exact same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think it makes an interesting album. I think.
Yeah, it definitely does. My favourite albums are all like that. So.
Yeah, it's a journey. It's something, I think albums work on 2 different levels. You need to have the tunes there and the melodies and just the absolute punch there for everyone to kind of be initially hit with, and people who aren't into music or whatever can just say, oh, that's a really good album. And then, you know, the other thing is making something that sounds really great, really works as an album, and that kind of proggy type feeling of making something that starts and ends somewhere and it all ties together and it feels like a nice story. You know, surprisingly how many people really appreciate that, even though they have no idea what was actually going on. They just say, oh, that sounded really nice. You know, it's nice to have the two levels of people who are into our music and go, oh, that's a really good chord or something, and you know, and the other people just go, that's a good song.
So where would be the ultimate venue for you guys to play then? If you could play once?
Somerset House would be pretty good.
And I've got a thing about the Roundhouse. Camden Roundhouse. I've just got a thing about. I've seen so many bands there. It always looks so good.
Some people hate it though. Some people, it's the last venue they want to play.
Really?
Yeah.
I like the Roundhouse. Camden. There's just something about it. I just when I play there, I go like, this is good.
Yeah.
Quite like is it Fat Sam's now?
Yes.
Oh, they're really nice. But there's a venue in Aberdeen called Fat Sam's, and we had a great night there. That's a really nice.
HMV Picture House is very nice in Edinburgh as well.
Check it out.
Yeah, we played there with Twin Atlantic, and that was nice.
Twin
It was nice to have our own thing.
Yeah,
Awesome lads.
So who would you say your idols in the music industry?
Within the music industry?
Yeah, if you musical idol.
It's difficult because we're working with them now. It's kind of, it's kind of a secret.
We didn't need it.
We've had like some surreal.
Well, next part was have you met them? So I'm gonna.
We met them. I was going to them.
I was just happy. I was content with seeing them, but I've been a massive fan of them for years, and we got to watch them on the side of the stage, and then their security guard was giving me shit, and I was just like, I've got this far. I'm not gonna let him get out.
Yeah.
He's just an idiot. So yes, I literally just intercepted them as they came off the stage and shook their hand and then I chatted with them for a little bit and they're just lovely.
What's happened to Somerset? Quite a lot of stuff, haven't it? Like you went to the toilet with some.
Yeah, I had a wee with the biscuit from the biscuit from Lynn.
So that's why you.
And the drummer from the guys from Mastodon like had our stuff, and Corey Taylor watched our set at Somersphere, and I'm really glad I didn't see him in the crowd because that would have been weird.
Did he come up to you afterwards and say, like,
no, I think he just kind of came and went.
How did you find out you watched the set?
All these people, like all the press were like, I'm standing next to Corey Taylor, he's watching Arcane Roots, blah, blah, blah. And we literally got off the stage and like, our managers were, oh, well done, blah, 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 and we had a great time. And we checked our phones and there's just all these tweets like about Corey Taylor being at our set, and we were just like, wow, I'm so glad I didn't see him.
You've got like the ships or something.
Yeah, that's really cool that it was quite early as well, like 11 something, so like fair play to him for being up and around and seeing bands, and I think that's a cool thing, But yeah, we've made some, I'm gonna put it this way, we've made some really good friends and we really like them, and it's probably obvious who we like when we tweet about it and we like them a lot, but yeah, we're going to be doing some stuff with some interesting people for the singles. So,
forward to it, to be honest.
So it should be. It's fun for us, it's fun to play. To take a band you like and go, wouldn't it be fun if we got together? And it's a new type of music, and it's not Arcane Roots anymore. It becomes kind of a bit of both. And, there's one enormous one that's going to just end everyone's lives when it comes out. It's going to be really good. I'm just excited.
Is that coming out at the end of 2012?
It's going to be a while, I think. Actually, we're not sure when it is.
We're working really hard on that, and we're just trying to make the album the best we can do.
Alright, well, in great Amplify tradition, I'm going to have to ask you to do it's what we call the band challenge. And I normally have bongos as well, but being in Liverpool, it's quite hard to bring them. We have a ukulele.
Wow.
You're welcome to use the table as well.
Oh, you table? Do you ukulele?
Ukulele? I can try ukulele.
You can try ukulele.
I don't think I've ever played ukulele. I would pick as well.
Got a kazoo in there. I've got two rolling ones in there.
Are we going for one of those?
Sure. And you put it in a hum. It's really good into it. Start humming then.
I need more practice.
It's quite difficult.
Is that the right end?
I don't know.
I don't know which way.
So try both.
There you go.
That's good. The idea is to try and write, 30-second song or something quite really.
Play one of your own if you want. If you can.
never tuned one, so I'm going to come up with the tuning and see what happens.
I don't know what the tuning are you
Problem is
put.
you'll be upside down as well, aren't you? I know you're
I'm fine, I'm fine.
You're right.
Oh,
Should we do?
this is really fun.
You still
Give us some
learning.
time, yeah, sorry, yeah. Should we go on this one? Oh man, sorry, this is a great idea. Hang on, I'm losing tune. So we're going for 30 seconds on. I really like this, I'm going to work it out.
You're going to edit this down, right?
6 hours later.
Should we go for like, it's got kind of a... Yeah, this is going to be great. We're going to come up with like, we need some words.
Yeah, you do. Probably take the lines.
This is going to be really fun. Right.
Doesn't last any tune. Might be a fruity one.
Here we go. It's weird because like this tune, these two strings are thicker than this one. It's throwing me off. Okay, right, we're going for this then. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3,
Amazing.
There you go.
It's brilliant, but at the same time, it's so funny because of these instruments.
It's just like annoying wasp.
4. So you're trying to... Oh, no, I think there's something that wasps are a little bit attracted to, like, the magnets.
Maybe.
Yeah, because whenever I used to play guitar at my parents' house, we'd play guitar and a wasp would come in and it'd always just be like, what are you doing? Like, I'd just be like, get off! And I'd have the guitar and I'd be worried about snapping the neck or something, so I'd just be like, get off!
There you go, that was that.
Yeah, that's it.
That was
brilliant. Yeah.
That was
I
called
think,
Attacked by a Wasp.
Yeah, that was because of wasp.
I think Radiohead should
Yeah,
Attacked by a Wasp. Yeah, that is a Radiohead song as well.
Well, before I go, from Amplify ourselves, we have a present for you. I've got.
Sick.
Sick!
Is that like around DMC?
Yeah, it is,
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah, sick. Love it.
Amplify and Keys, thanks for Amplify
Awesome.
project.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It was a great pleasure interviewing you guys.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Come on, give us back.
What's up?
Cheers, thank
Oh,
you very
thank you.
much.
Good to have you.